Welcome to That Guy Talks Movies. I am that guy talking movies, and on this episode, I can't wait to discuss with you Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Seventh film in the franchise, and they just seem to keep getting better. How is this happening? Tom Cruise, Chris McQuarrie, this is his third film he's directed in the Mission Impossible franchise, and like I said, it just keeps getting better. We're going to talk about it right now. I was very excited to see this film. I have few films, every year that I really look forward to seeing. And the Mission Impossible franchise, like the Bond franchise, has become one of those films that I know I'm going to sit down in the theater and I'm going to enjoy it. And Tom Cruise and McQuarrie deliver 100% in this latest installment. Now, in this one, we get the usual cast. We get Tom as Ethan Hunt. We get the returning IMF team, Ving Rhames playing Luther, and we get Simon Pegg playing Benji. But we also get MI6 agent Rebecca Ferguson as Ilsa Faust, her return in this, and we also get Vanessa Kirby playing the White Widow again. We also get Henry, I think it's Czerny, last name, playing Kittredge, head of the IMF. He's from the first, the original Mission Impossible, if you saw that. And I really liked him. And he was the one that was after Hunt, after his whole, IMF team had been dismantled or been murdered and such. And he was the head of the IMF that had a grudge for Ethan Hunt in the very first Mission Impossible. And I really like his message, the message that they do where they go, your mission, Ethan, is whatever, right? If you choose to accept it. That message at the beginning of each movie, I actually liked his voice. It sounded the most authentic and real. Like, go back and listen. If you watch the original Mission Impossible, just go back and check that out versus the later films where the mission message was kind of generic and sounded like some regular guy talking. Anyway, check that out. So in this one, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, Ethan and his IMF team are confronted by a mysterious, all-powerful entity known as the Entity, a foe known as the Entity. This was an interesting plot line here, especially it's very, very fitting for current culture and what's going on in the world as far as AI. So this is sort of there's a component to AI in this film that's they're dealing with and trying to manage. And, the bad guys are trying to get their hands on it. And I'm not going to give too many details away, but it's very fitting for now, dealing with the concept of a all-powerful AI being involved with whatever particular government or bad seed out there that would be able to get their hands on this type of technology and ultimately control the narrative, control truth around the world globally, to be able to control and to destroy other societies or destroy the world or control the world as they see fit. Anyway, that's at play here in this film. And I thought that was very interesting. I would have liked to have seen a much better complex thing regarding the AI as opposed to kind of the cheesiness of the way they went about it, the Entity and, the way they named it and what they're doing with it. I would have preferred to see something better, but it is a Mission Impossible movie. And I think that for the sake of its general audience, without going too deep down, like, the Singularity rabbit hole or something like Nick Bostrom and getting into all these details, or Ray Kurzweil, anyone outside of that particular, understanding of AI probably would have been lost. Anyway, it works well here for the sake of a Mission Impossible movie, and so does the action. I mean, the highlights of this whole film, outside of the plot, doesn't even make a difference if there's holes in it. Doesn't matter. The action is what Tom Cruise delivers on here, and he does it again. This man continues to deliver, and I've said this in other videos. He is by far one of the most committed actors, if not the most committed actor there is working ever in his career. If you look at his entire career, he is the professional actor. I think he's a great actor. I think he's a great guy. Does his own stunts. I think he's a movie star / actor / all round just everything, and he delivers. There are highlights in this that I really like. There's a fight scene in a very narrow alley, and I'd never seen that done before, and that was done really, really well. The train sequence, although we've seen Ethan Hunt fighting on top of a train, again, going back to the original Mission Impossible, where he fights John Voight's character on top of a train. This is done a little bit different, and then there are some sequences where it's like in the actual tunnel and they're on the train, and it's from an audio perspective and visuals, it's really gripping. There's the obvious car scenes in Italy. They're in Rome and they're in the streets with Hallie Atwell, who did a fantastic job here. I was skipping around, but I'm going to get to Hallie Atwell. She was fantastic in this film. She worked very well with Tom Cruise. She just kind of fit right in. You didn't feel like, oh, there's another character here and they're just putting someone there. She just fit right in, and she was really good in her performance. The car chase sequences and everything, and this woman, I forgot her name. What is the actress's name who plays Paris? Pom Klementieff, who is the woman who gets into the fight in this alley with, she's one of the people who gets into a fight in the alley with Tom Cruise. And she's one of the nemesis in this film. And she's badass. She kind of seems like a character right out of a video game. Nonetheless, still badass. Then, of course, there's the death-defying stunts and all the things. There's also another part with the train outside of the actual fight. The train actually kind of going through another series of thrilling, edge-of-your-seat events. I won't give it away, but I thought it was really done well between Cruise and Atwell playing in this particular scene. The motorcycle stunt, everything, obviously, if you've seen the commercials, was fantastic. It is what it is. Go see this film on a very large screen. See it in IMAX, see it on the biggest screen you could see it on, because that's what these movies are for. If they continue down this path, I mean, they're really setting the tone for holy shit. This is 7 films in. There's another one coming. There's part 2. Let's see what happens. Are there flaws in these movies? Yes. Do I think this one was better than Fallout? No, I still think Fallout, like from beginning to end, was the better film. But, you know, part 2 is to come up. We'll see what happens. Again, for them to be this deep into a franchise and still making entertaining films that make you want to go to the cinema, hats off. Hats off to them. Anyway, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go to the theater, see it in the largest screen possible. Check out Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. If you've already seen it, let me know in the comments below what you thought about it. Are you going to see it? Let me know in the comments. Are you a Mission Impossible fan in general? Let me know in the comments. If you have not subscribed and you found your way to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I truly appreciate that. I talk about movies and I try to, home media and collecting movies and such, all that good stuff. If you're one of my subscribers, I appreciate you being here as always. And hit that like button. Don't forget about that. And I will see you on the next That Guy Talks Movies.